Yeah, we got it.
Okay, let me give you a little bit of background on what I've got going on here
Okay.
first. Uh, This is a survey and plat I'm doing for the Corporation of Shepherdstown. They are doing an annexation of about 300 acres. This is the tax map that I've just brought over.
Okay.
And what the property in question. And there are a few things I need your help on.
Sure.
One is just basic composition of the plat, because this is not an ordinary plat where the only people who are going to see it are the planning commission, and this is going to be at public hearings and
Right. Right.
all kinds of exposure that I don't normally get. Okay, the property that's being annexed, can you see my pointer?
Uh-huh.
Is um, this piece all the way down, and it consists of multiple pieces that are owned by the same entity.
Okay.
Comes down here, up along there, back up along the railroad track and back up to the beginning.
Okay.
Um, and I've got a list of issues here that let me go ahead and move this back over. We may need to refer to it later. Okay, I created this is the plat. This is 1 inch equals 400 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to need obviously line tables. And one of the things that I want you to help me do is dimension the bearings and distances. You had a neat way of doing that before, where you click on just
The single.
single thing, and it creates tables and stuff for you. And I think
Yeah,
I've got it set up to do that, but I'm not quite sure. The
sure. Yeah, well,
Okay, I created a location inset, and let me show you that. Uh, Actually, I might be able to show it to you on here rather than bringing that over.
no, it says it's unreferenced.
Yeah, well, it's unreferenced because I brought it in and then I deleted it. But
Ah, okay.
let me, and it's frustrating for me because it looks like I'm doing it right, but it comes up with the wrong thing, and I've done it like 2 or 3 times now.
Okay.
Uh, so let me get this over there where you can see it. Okay, so this is the what I've created using the snipping tool from the tax map, and this is the property
All right.
I want to show in my location inset. Okay, so and I've been kind of putting it over here and putting it at a fairly large scale so it's easy to find.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so let me just
Just detach it and reattach it. There you go.
okay, then hit a new one.
You leaving me?
I am.
Okay, say hi to Mike on your way out the door.
Bye, Mike.
Hello.
All righty.
So I'm going to just pick a point over here,
Okay.
and I'm just going to.
That should be, yeah. As long as you don't have anything in the, well, go ahead. Just go ahead and place it.
Okay, now uh, it turned out exactly like it's supposed to.
Well, of course it did.
All the times I've done it before, it's turned out to be completely different.
Right.
So I have, now do I need to straighten that up or just not worry about it?
Not necessarily, but I think what we will do is to
Oh,
do,
it's on the wrong,
yeah, change the layer. I was
layer.
on that, so. Now, north is oriented the way your drawings, your lines are, right?
Correct.
So what I would do, in fact, I'll go ahead and request remote control. So what I would do is I would take this overall outside boundary and I would copy it. And I'm not going to do any rotation on it. So I'm going to just put it over here, for instance, like that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use it to orient this item here. Okay. So I think this will work on a raster. I'm not sure. We'll find out. So I'll go to edit and align and do a 2D align. And it says select the entities to align. So I'm going to select that image. And now it wants to know a first source point and a destination. So I'm going to go to say this point right in here. Now there's nothing to snap to right here. So I'm just going to get close there. And then I'll come over here and snap to that. Now it wants to know a second point. So that would be, let's see. This comes down. So I guess this point right up here, for instance, is uh, is at this point.
Yes.
All right, so we'll go to there. And now it says, do you want to scale objects based on the alignment points? I'm going to say yes. So it's scaled and rotated. So now it's oriented just like your map is. Okay. And then what I would do is I'm going to change this line type. Instead of being by layer, I'm going to make that just continuous. And now there is a differential here. Obviously, it's tax map differentials probably.
Yes.
Is that so? Should I sort of try to marry that up?
Yeah, probably just
I,
because of what the location instead is for.
yeah, because we're just basically uh this is the cartoony part.
Yeah, maybe just bring that point up at that that point there. If you could just bring that over there, maybe.
Bring this over to here.
No, no, over to the over to no left.
Let you do. Oh, I see. Right in here.
Yes,
And,
that's good enough.
and we need to then put one there. And then ah,
Yeah, that's good.
all right. Boy, it's sluggish to, there we go. All right, so now that'll that'll line up and that'll show them. In fact, if you wanted to, you could do a little hatch of that area.
Well, let's see what it looks like first. I
Yeah,
think
so-
I think that's probably good enough.
yeah, yeah. So, well, first of all, let's save this. All right, then now let's go back
It's on the cover sheet.
on the cover sheet. Okay. Now, can you make that a little bit bigger? Was there any problem doing that?
No, I can do that.
Yeah, I think that should be probably a little bit bigger. And then we'll take this. Now, let me see. Is that? Yeah, there we go. And then we'll take this lovely little, oops, take both of these, move them down to there now. You need now over here. Now I'm going to let you drive. So double click inside that.
Do I need to turn this off first?
No, what? No, don't turn it off.
I mean, unlock it.
Oh, is it? Yes, you do. I see it's locked. Yeah, I did. I thought it was unlocked, but I guess it is still locked. There you go. Now double click inside it and do a zoom extent. Just double click the wheel. Now zoom to, yeah, get that centered up and yeah, you didn't have enough, you didn't have any periphery around your tax parcel map image. So you got white, the
Do I need to do it over? I hate to
well,
do that. We've already got a lot.
yeah, let me take a peek here. Yeah, see if we had been able to capture a little bit more around the edges, it wouldn't look like it was jammed in there.
Right.
So how 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 quickly can you grab another image? Because we can rescale it just like we did.
Oh, oh, pretty quick.
Okay. And don't forget to get rid of this one. So
Okay, well, do that here.
yeah, that's fine.
Okay, it'll take me just a minute to capture that.
Sure.
So how have you been? Your back's all right?
Yeah, things got better. Trying to think if there's anything specific I did, and I don't think so, other than just resting it. And I wound up having to change doctors because my insurance changed and I had to switch out of UPMC into the Allegheny Health Network. And so I got a whole series of new doctors for my PCP. And then because I was switching, I was just taking advantage of everything, having them check out my the swelling in my legs and all that kind of stuff. So I've been I guess the last part of the early part of the summer here, I've been getting a lot of workups and workovers. And they're really starting to do a little bit of a salvage job, I think. So I'm feeling pretty good about it.
You have insurance through your employer?
Yeah, that was why I had to switch, because before, when I just had it from self-employment,
Right.
it was with UPMC, and what he provides, and he provides it free of charge. I was paying close to $850 a month based on that, having to go through the Obamacare.
Yeah.
And so he provides it free. So I figured I would do better off to just go ahead and switch. And so, I did all that and I had to switch. And then, it's a decent enough system. Part of another reason that I stayed with the other one for as long as I did was because of my knee surgery, and I had to get all that resolved. So he that was
Just put it over here
yeah, just over there somewhere, but somewhere beside it. Put it in the middle because we're going to move it when we do the align,
in the middle of what? Here?
right between the two. Yeah, because we'll do it roughly the size you think it'll be. And yeah, that's fine. And then when we do the align command, it will shift itself over there. So now, if you've not ever done the align command, well, first of all, make sure it's on the right layer. That's one thing I see you need to do.
Nope, it's not.
Yeah. And so there we go. Now, move it. Let's see.
Just move it over.
Yeah, let's just scoot it over. And there we go. Now, so what you want to do, I'll let you do this align command. Go to the edit menu and choose align, which is about, right there, 2D align. And now I want you to select the entities to align. And it's a little bit misleading. It makes you think you're going to select two entities, but you're only going to select the map. That's the one you're going to align to something else. Okay,
The
so
one I'm going to align to, or the one I'm
no,
going to
it's the
align from.
thing that you're going to align.
Okay, so click this.
Uh-huh. And now you're through selecting, so hit enter to finish that. And now it's going to ask you for a first source point and destination point. So scroll in there and just get, eyeball close. Now go back over to your figure there and you see, yeah, right there. Now it's asking you for a second source point, and then it'll ask you for the destination. So go get, that upper corner point. There you go. All right. And now do you want to scale the object? So yes, you want to scale it so it shrinks it and rotates it. Okie doke. That's done. Now select the image and make sure it's in the back. Do a draw order, send to back. So there you go. Right click, draw order, back. Perfect. Okie doke. Now back to your cover sheet and
That's the old one.
no, it's right in the same place. So double click in it and zoom out a little bit. Roll the wheel so you zoom out and zoom out enough to where you can see. Well, that's a little too much now. you want to get the, to get the image sort of centered up and get it to where you've got, that the that periphery needs to fill up the edges. That's all. Just a little bit more. Just there you go. Maybe too much, but let's see. Let me.
So you're better off making this too bigger rather than smaller, huh?
I would think. I mean, it depends. It depends on the scale. Uh, so now we've got that, and this is on that
Good
layer
minimum
boundaries.
boundary.
So with now that I've double clicked in here, let me get that. There we go. So now that I've double clicked in there, I'm going to go to your layers and set a viewport. And that is boundary. And I'm not going to change these colors here, but I'm going to come over to my viewport colors, which is way over on this side. And I'm going to change, well, it's already continuous, but we'll go ahead and just make it that way for that. And I'm going to make this one 241. And that's going to make it show up red, I think. And we'll make it a little bit heavier. Now let me, what color is viewport? I may have guessed the wrong number. Yeah, 241. Oh, it's set to be specifically red. So we'll make that by layer.
Want to change that from boundary to viewport or no?
No, no. So because viewport is not plotted, but boundary inside this viewport is going to be red and solid. Now make sure before we lock it. So it'll be there, and then we could maybe put a little light crosshatch in it with to make it stand out a little.
Okay.
So if we go, I'm just going to do it back over here. Let's do a hatch. And that's a perfect hatch. We'll make that one, we'll make the color that same red. And I think the scale, we'll have to try it and see, probably needs to be bigger. But we'll see that. We'll select. That's good. Now let's change the scale of it. Well, let's see. Wow, it's quite. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. And we'll give that a little bit Right now it's straight, so we'll make it, let's say 15 more degrees. Whoops. Something like that. And we'll reselect this guy and bring him up to the front just in case. And now let's go back and look at that. So now there you go.
Oh, let me point this out to you. This is a little bit odd. Uh, should I lock this before I get off on a tangent?
Yeah, might as well.
Um, although they're annexing this is a parcel that's owned by a different entity, and they're not annexing it. So
Okay.
it's like a donut hole in the middle. Do I need to exclude that from my hatch?
Oh, yeah, we could. So if we copy that one now, so if we're going to copy and we'll give it, um,
Well, it's shown on the drawing on the,
well, it's here, but what I'm say if we take it from here to here, now it is right there.
okay, yeah.
Oh, I think I did it twice. All right, let me get rid of the one. And I'm going to match that to that. Okay, so now I'm going to select that and close it. Oops, in the wrong one. There we go. Now what you would normally have done is then picked on the inside between this and this, but we, now is that, uh, yeah. So now what we want to do is we're going to edit the hatch. So if we double click the hatch, it's going to bring up the hatch dialog. And now we're going to, um, choose this island detection. We can, let me see, let me add an entity here. Why isn't it giving me this?
You have to click
Oh,
islands.
I've got to get the outside one over that one and that one. And now it still should. Well, all right. So we're going to pick an internal point this time and we'll pick here. No. There we go. I want this island detection. That's what I want. All right, let me remove the boundary. No, let's see. And all right, now pick an internal point. There we go. All right, so now you'll have that hole in it right there.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, um, do we need to specify a scale on this one on the location map, or you think we can just leave it?
I think we can just put not to scale.
There we go. And we could put a little north arrow in it. And do we need, how are we? We wouldn't be bad to have a it wouldn't be bad to have maybe a street name along here.
Yeah, that and the railroad and the street along the top. Let me get those names. Okay, the this street is Route 340 and also Augustine Avenue.
Okay. So, um, so what we, excuse me, what we want to do, first of all, I want to make sure that we're not going to be so small they can't read it too. So we want to make sure we do a decent enough size text that we can read it. And let's switch our color here to be by layer. We're going to switch to the location inset layer. And then we'll do, and we could do text on a polyline. And we'll call that, did you say Augustine
Yes,
Avenue? And that was
Route 340.
just SR or RT?
Um, WV 340.
Okay. Oh, shoot. Let me see if it put anything there. It did not. No, I need to be inside it. Sorry about that. So text along a polyline. Now, actually, let's go back out to here and do it so we can. Yeah, it's a little small.
Maybe make it all caps too.
Yeah, so let me let me get rid of that and let's make it a different height. Um, all right, let's see. And we're going to want that to be, let me do a quick measure and see here. If I want my text to be that tall, it's 160, so 150 should do it. Let's see here now. And then what is location inset? Let's see here. And it's white. Oh, we'll fix the color in just a second. Let's pick that a different location. Let's see here. All right, let's see. Below the line, individual color. Let's pick it down here. All right, still, let's see, one more pass here. Can we give it an offset? Yes. Point 5, we'll call it. Location inset color. We need to make it so it stands out. Now let's try it and we'll pick it right in here. All right, almost. Let's give that. All right, that's good, except we're losing it up in here. So we'll pick it back here just one more. Let's see, maybe not quite so much. And we'll pick it back on this end of it. And one last fix. Take the extra parenthesis off. There we go. Okay, now what's the other one?
Okay, up here is, let me find out what I think it's Norfolk and Western Railroad. Let me find it here real quick. Norfolk and Western Railroad is this one. And this one is West Washington Street.
Okay. All right, so we need to make this line out here longer. And excuse me, if I put that on layer viewport, it won't plot. So I'm going to switch here to layer viewport. And I'm going to draw a 2D polyline. And then I'm going to draw from here to here. And then I'm going to follow this line from here up to here. And that's the correct side, yes. Okay. And so now we'll do text along a polyline, and that was Norfolk Southern.
Norfolk, Western, Norfolk.
Oops. All right. And then we're going to do this road here, right?
Well, actually, and it's weird that from here to there, it's West Washington Street. From there to there, it's Summit Point Road.
Well, they'll people that see the map will recognize Summit Point Road.
Yes.
Think, okay.
Let's just put West Washington Street. But from here down,
Wait, which one do you want?
West Washington Street from here in this direction.
Oh, okay. So instead of I mean, we can do them both, but or you could just do one. Just
Yes,
which
just do
one
West Washington Street.
West Washington Street. Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll draw 2D polyline, and we'll just go from here. I'm just going to stretch it out like that. And then we'll do our text along a polyline again. And it's called West Washington
Yes,
Street.
named after George's brother, Charles.
Oh, how about that? Now, we have the names in there that gets them oriented, but you see it's still sort of muddied in there.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to select their image and we're going to fade it. And then maybe change these colors. Let me see, maybe not fade quite so much. Yeah, now if we make these white, they're showing up black because it's, so if we get just, uh, why aren't they changing? Let's see. You see this? I, oh shoot, we don't want to do that. That's a block. Yeah, it does get the whole thing. See what it looks like over here. See, West Washington doesn't really show up very well. We can pull it back down if we will. And let's make this a little bit more faded. How would that work?
Oh, that looks good.
All right. A little bit of the S sticking out there, that won't hurt anything. We can actually, there we go. All right.
Okay.
Or do we need to make this even? Let's see. Let's see what it looks like. And say 65. There we go. That's even better. Okay. So it looks good, I think. Now, I would fix the readability a little bit of your general notes are fine, but this business, well, first of all, I'd spell that correctly. It's one thing. Plat showing proposed annexation to the Corporation of Charlestown. Excuse me. Let's see here. I want to take this. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Ah, cancel that. There we go. And then, yeah, here's yeah, so what I would do is make this one a little bit bigger. And then this and make a little bit smaller. Whoops. Let me make that one even bigger. Now let's bring that back into position here. And what I would do here, these are all individual
Yeah,
lines.
right.
So let's put that all into a multi-line text. And so I'm going to choose, let's see here, multi-line text, but I want to turn it into multi-line text. That's going to be on my Express menu, Express tools. Text to multi-line text. So I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so now let's see. So map 10. And, oh, sorry. And 1.5. And map 17, parcel 1. Hill Farm Partners 17. Page 620. Charlestown District, Jefferson. Do you normally keep that all in one line or you,
No,
whoops, something like that?
right.
And let's give it a little bit more line spacing. No, too much. And then let's map 10, parcels 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 4, and 1, 5, map 17, parcel 1. So
You are recording this, aren't you?
yes.
Good.
So what I want to do, I don't want that one to be quite so large. Let me click off of that and then come back to it. It's not letting me do. Not letting me do that individual. Let me see here. If I do this. No, that was everything. And this is 0.25. It should be 0.25. Okay. Here we go. Now, do you have anything else going on this sheet?
No, I don't think so.
All right. So I'm going to put this sort of here. And then there we go. So nice cover sheet there. Okay. And you've got all of that stuff you can take care of with your signature and date,
Right.
all that
Change the
stuff.
date and all that. Yeah.
And your stamp, you've got that figured out.
Yeah.
Okie doke. All right. What do we have next? Let's see. Is that a line? There we go. Let's move that off of there just a little bit. There we go. Okay. Let you drive now. Where to next?
Okay, does Carlson have a command? Uh, well, I guess we can dimension this. Uh,
Yeah.
I've got it all one,
All right. So if we do that overall boundary, it will put in the line table for us on the short legs if we set that up correctly.
okay,
So,
and I'll do the curves and all that.
yep. So let's see. One thing I do want to do is, let me look at this. Patterning here. Let's see, line 10. Let's see. All right. So first of all, the SLT scale is on. MSLT scale should also be on. And LT scale is 1. Okay. So now that line type needs to come down a little bit.
Okay, now let me tell you something I've done. I've got two different dimensions here going on here. I've got the perimeter, but then I've got these interior lines, which my intention was to show those at a little bit lighter weight because I'm not going to dimension them,
Yeah. Okay.
and but still indicate that they're boundary lines.
All right. Now that is, that's boundary internal. That's boundary internal. Let's see, what did we scale this one to? 0.7. All right. And what about this guy up here? Is that a closed figure? I'm going to turn line type generation off so that it repeats it at the corner. But now, why did it? Okay. Now this one,
That one's an adjoiner.
oh, okay. Now we've got a double right in here.
There's a access easement there.
Okay, let's see. One thing I do want to do is make these not quite so heavy. That's on. Let's select similar and change their line weight. It's not scaling the line. What? Let me see. Oh, let me see if I select similar, then is that supposed to shoot across like that?
No,
So we need to just bring that up there. And that one does go. So ah, but there is a little offset right here, right?
yes.
Okay, now is is this edge, is that supposed to be coincident with this line?
No,
Okay. And we might, this is an easement.
yes. Should I hatch it solid, you think?
Well, let's see. I want to try a line type and see if we can come up with it like that. We'll set the line weight a little lighter. Let's see, is there a smaller dash? Dash 4 is it. Let's see if we can get away with that. If not, if we think we need to, we can hatch that. I don't understand.
I'd need to close it, but that we can do that. I don't think it's closed on either end.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, we would fix that. Um, actually, what you would, yeah. Um, let's try that for now. Don't understand though why. Right, they're all on boundary. Right. Are all of these, do you have any, are they all on boundary, all of your points?
I think so. Now that's something,
Yeah, that's a different symbol, I know.
well, the one above it, that one, I'll need to figure out what's going on there. I think that's supposed to be on that line.
Okay. And you've also got, is this another easement up here?
Yes, that's the highway easement.
All right, so let's match. What about these guys?
They can be, that we can put those on points, uh,
Bro,
let me see real quick, points,
or freeze or something like that.
yeah, points freeze.
Whoops. Okay, now,
Okay, I see the problem there. The point doesn't need to be moved. The line is supposed to go from that point.
so if we go from there to the, and you've got a point in here, so that goes
Yes,
to the center of that. Okay. Then this goes also to the center.
yes,
All right, now I'm going to make you a new layer called boundary points. Let's see, let's put corner symbol. Let's make its line weight. And let's select and put them on. I don't know which one it is. Let's see, I'll make this a little bigger. Corner symbol. There we go. They're not quite so heavy. Also want to set your view resolution up. So they stay looking like circles. All right. Same thing with these points.
yes.
Now this guy is on points. This guy's on a joiner. Should that be on a joiner?
Yes,
Same thing there. All right. Easement,
yes,
easement.
yes,
Okay. So we will match. All right. That should do us. That goes to the corner. Let me get the corners up. Now, does that need to go out to the edge?
yes.
No, we still have.
Oh, let me look at something here. Let me look at the model. There might be something wrong there.
Hold on a second here. Let me fix that. Let me, what is that?
Just go to the symbol and turn off
Oh,
the elevation.
that's the elevation layer
Yeah,
label. Okay, now.
let me go to model for a minute.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. There's, okay, this,
So,
these lines all need to go to 224.
and so the point doesn't move, the lines move.
Yes.
All right. Turn your, okay. Is that supposed,
Maybe it's the wrong kind of symbol.
does it need to be whited out or
Double click on it for a second. Oh, it's in
it's ano, but it's not?
Why, it should be wipe out, should be that one, yeah.
Okay. Let's save. All right, now, first thing to do now is to get our annotation, get things annotated. Let me turn this off and see if that messes anything up. Yeah, it messes that up. Well, that's got a, yeah, okay. Let's see, let's make that. No, it's already 26. There we go. A bit better. Set your units up here a little bit. Okay. Still not quite like that. 0.625. Yeah, that makes that meet down there better. Yeah, I would like to see that in there a little bit better, but let's see. Point. All right, so that carries that through, carries that through. Just a little bit.
let me ask you what is maybe kind of a philosophical question.
All right.
The road boundary follows with the center of the road. In a perfect world, if I were designing the road, I'd be using tangent curves.
Yeah.
In this case, I didn't always use a tangent curve because the tangent curve doesn't fit the existing center as well.
And that may well be, if that's an existing road, that could well be the case.
So do you think that's a bad thing to do?
No, I mean, if I were designing a new road, I would make sure they're tangent, but I
Yeah, but
wouldn't.
this is kind of what's there. I'm,
Yeah,
I'm
if you're doing
describing
what's
what's
there,
there.
yeah, if you're doing what's there, then what's there is what's there. So, um, the curve is, you're going to fit your curves. And then the tangents, of course, would fall in where they fit on the line as well. Now, so you've got these little bitty jiggies in here.
That's a jog, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You've
I
got
hope it's a
here.
jog.
So when we get those, that's going to be uh what is it? 5 feet. Yeah, so that's a 5 foot jog. So at 400 scale, obviously that doesn't show up.
Now, does that line go in the same, the line at the top? It does, I mean, that line, are they going to the same point? I'm a little bit worried about that.
Well, I think it's just a matter of getting that one on the top. I think that's what it's going to look like. Now, so when you
Okay, yeah, it looks okay now.
when you do a distance, let's go from that point to that point. That's another 5 foot. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. It's just a matter of the placement of the symbol. Okay, now let's get this puppy annotated and see what happens. So if we go to our annotate defaults, I'm on the annotate menu, annotate defaults. I'm going to set my text size up here. That all looks good. You got your standard text as your style. Okay, so that looks okay.
how about arcs? We have some curves in there.
Yeah, that was the, there's your same size, spacing factor, arc angle decimals. You get degrees, minutes, seconds, arc length. Okay. Degrees, minutes, seconds. All right, so good for that. And then when we auto annotate, now here's where you set the tables up.
Okay,
So right now, we're saying we got lines and arcs, and then if you're doing stacked curves, what you're doing here. But for lines, you're going to get the bearing over the distance in general. And then down here where it says use line tables, we're going to say by scalar. And we have to give this a value here. Now this is the label is the plotted inches on this piece of paper. If it exceeds that length, it's going to generate an L number. Now, obviously, your little 5-footers are going to generate a table. Um, but like generally, an inch, or in this case, 3/4 of an inch, that should be okay. We'll try it and see. And then for arcs, we're going to use a curve table. So we got arcs, use line tables, use curve table. Why is that not there? Let's see, I've got L, R, delta.
So is it saying that the chord length and the chord angle won't be written?
Right now, you're only getting the length, the radius, and the delta.
Yeah, if you're doing Carlson and you're doing a map check, you've got to have the chord, the angle and length to be able to use the I forget what it's called.
Map check by
Let me
text.
look here real quick. It's called to process a deed file.
Yeah, okay.
You've got to have the chord length and chord bearing to be able to use that function.
Okay. Uh, yeah, for a deed file, but like if you're doing a map check and you do by screen entities and you can select those labels, that's also probably where you'd have to have that as well. So now, so
Well, that's interesting. I always use the map, the deed thing to check my plats with. Should I be using something else?
I would maybe look at map check. And you can do that either by points or by screen entities.
Okay.
And you can also, like if you did these, you did it what with a deed file?
Uh, yeah, process deed file.
Yeah, so you'd have to create a deed file out of that. So deed file by,
Oh no, the one up deed process deed file. That one is
yeah,
what I use.
but to get that, you have to have a deed file to do that with. So you'd need to turn that polyline into a deed file. You could do that. You could check,
Well, no, if you go up to process deed file, it'll let you pick that. So you just hit existing and then hit open, and I've already got it set up.
yeah.
You just enter a new one. You hit open.
Well, if I said test, for instance, see, there is a deed file right there.
Yeah. Hmm.
But if I just said test and hit open, I would say, no, it's not there. And now at this point, what did you do? Like,
Well, I wouldn't have entered a new one. I would have just done it over the old deed file. It lets you. Let me show you real quick. So if I was, uh, and then it just hit open. Okay, you see, I've got a whole bunch of ones there I've done. So
yeah,
I just do an add and call it map check and just enter the bearings and distances from my PDF of my plat to see if it closed or not.
oh, okay. So you're adding into this deed file. I see.
Yes.
Yeah, because that deed file, this City of Charlestown PDD,
Yeah.
all of these different ones that you've created. So, and that's fine. It's actually not a bad way to do it because you'll have a record of it. Um, but you can also do a map check by screen entities, for instance. If I select that overall, and see down here, it says select line work. So I picked the line.
Yeah,
And it also says select sample text. So it's looking for text that's plotted.
yeah.
And we didn't have any, so it wasn't able to check it. So we can also do it that way. But your way would be fine if you're entering the deed.
Yeah, let me ask you another question while we're here, because it's on my list of questions to ask you today. If we went to survey and we went to legal description writer, because I'm gonna have to write a meets and bounds description for this.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So I would pick so I could pick the boundary,
Yeah. Or you could use a deed file. And if you had that in, see if you chose a deed file, then you would choose out of here.
okay, so after I do my map check on my perimeter, I could pick it from there.
Correct. Or again, you could just pick the that boundary.
Okay, so you have to figure out where that point of beginning is. It's not telling you where that is in the description.
Correct. Now,
Oh, I need to you're not seeing it. Let me bring that over there so you can see it real quick.
oh, okay.
It's on the other sheet
Screen.
screen,
Yeah.
and it's not letting me. There, wait a minute. Okay.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so see it said beginning and then it went this bearing and distance, so 190.15.
Yeah.
So that would be where that is now. There's one thing that you can do here. Like let's say do you know where the POB is on this property?
Yeah, I want it to be up here. I want that to be the POB.
Okay, so one of the things you can do on a polyline is you can come down here to Polyline Utilities. It's under Edit menu, Polyline Utilities.
Yeah.
And then there is a edit polyline and you can set the polyline origin.
Okay.
So when you do that, it says select the polyline. Now pick near the origin point. Well, that'd be that one up there. All right, so that's now the origin of that polyline. Now you can also uh, change the direction. So right now, when I click this, that goes,
Yeah, that's how I want it to go,
you want it to go clockwise or counterclockwise?
clockwise.
So clockwise is good, so I'll just hit enter. Okay, so now that starts up there. And so if we did that, legal description writer and just pick a polyline. So now it starts up there, 276.27.
Okay, let me ask you a question. I'm gonna have to go in and modify this. Um, do a cut and paste and turn it into a Word document?
Absolutely. Or you can see this right here that saves as,
Yeah.
and you can save it, and that just goes to a text file. But you can also, if you, um, let's see if it gives it to us here.
I normally don't write meets and bounds description, even though I'm supposed to, because the lawyers just throw them away. So it
I
seems
know.
like kind of a waste of time to me to do that.
Yep. So if we choose our polyline and say, okay, so what I would do with this, you see, you can save as, and you can put it on the screen.
But
Um,
I could create a Word document somewhere and just
yeah, well,
do this,
you don't have to copy paste. You can do a save as, and let's say you're in in your Carlson folder.
right?
If you change this to I think a docx will do it. Now go out and look at that folder and see if that docx file is a Word file.
Where is the folder?
It's wherever your file is saved, that project, just go to your file explorer
Okay,
and navigate to that folder, and it's in the Carlson folder.
yep, there it is. Let me
And
open it up, see what it looks like. Yep,
okay, and then at that point you can just edit away.
okay.
Okay, so all right, so now because we changed that line, it put it back on the top. So I'm going to take that and put it back to the background there. There we go. All right, so now we've got to get it annotated. So if we do annotate, if we do an auto annotate,
Okay, remember, I want to turn on the chord length and chord bearing.
now keep in mind what we're doing now is not for map check, it's just for labeling. So but if you want to label those as part of your plat, then we'll turn those on.
Yeah,
Okay, so I don't understand though why this says never here and it's gray. I got to figure that out. All right, so we got length, radius, delta. It says use symbol for delta angle label. So it'll put a delta symbol in there. All right, so now this is the chord bearing. What do you normally stipulate for that?
yeah, bearing.
Just like CHBRG or how
Yeah.
would, so CHBRG equals CHL equals, and that's all we need there. Uh, so right now we got to figure out, where we're gonna put these things. So the length and radius, we'll put both of those on line one on the outside. And delta and let's put this on line three on the outside and this also line three on the outside. So that would give us the curve data around that. Now, let me see about this for a second. stacked arc labels. I'm not going to do stacked arc unless I choose that separately. Arc.
Oh, no, we have two different curves here. We have a railroad and a road.
All right, then we'll have to label that. Does the deed use the railroad definition for that?
Uh, well, I did. I
Oh,
mean, the deed doesn't describe it along the railroad except along the railroad.
okay, but you computed the railroad as using railroad curves.
Yes.
All right, so we may have to do them individually then instead of,
Yeah, we could do, actually, they look big enough that we could label the railroad curves on individually rather than in a table.
okay. Now let me see why. Why is that gray? Go back to my, see, line curve table defaults. Label text layer. Let's see. All right, so here the radius, arc length, chord length, chord angle, delta angle. Okay. Now, what do we have here for arcs? No, why on earth? Excuse me, why on earth is use curve table grade? Ah, right now we told it to always stack the labels,
Yeah.
but when we say don't stack them, now we can use a curve table by scalar and we'll use that same distance factor. All right, let's see what that gives us. Now, it looked like nothing happened, but look down here, it says pick the line table position. So we're gonna just, as a pointer, point number, enter for none. And let it finish up here. right, let's see what we got.
But where did it put the table?
Well, I think I over-clicked. So here's what's that. We're gonna undo this or do it over again. So you see when it normally we're compute, there's your LR delta chord bearing and chord length,
Yeah,
and that does this along the curves. Now, if we I'm gonna do,
can I ask you a question for a minute?
uh-huh,
Let me show you something. There's a way that I like labeling the curves. Let me find it here. Uh,
is it annotate arc halfway down,
yeah.
keep coming right there.
Okay, so I like to use
You like to
the
stack,
stack label arc pick side command.
okay,
And you can do that with let me just show you an example here for laughs.
yep. Mm-hmm.
So I
All right.
think all of the curves are big enough that I could probably do that.
Yeah, so let's do that. In fact, so let's do that in our defaults then instead of trying to put them in a table. Um, and also what I want to do is I want to make you a new text style. And we're going to call this boundary anno. Let's make it not quite so heavy, but we'll still make it heavy enough to see. So boundary anno. Okay, now. So let's go back to auto annotate. Let's make sure it's set to erase previous. See it there, but let me select these. Call it boundary anno. Previous labels erased, so that's good. All right. All right, so we say okay to that. Now for lines, we use a table if it's less than, and then for arcs, instead of using the table, we'll say, where did it say stack labels? We're going to say down here, we'll turn that off and then stack labels always. And we'll say okay. Now we select. Now pick label position. So if I put that for my line table, there we go. Pick line table position. All right, so there's our line table. Let's put that on the right layer that it needs to be on. We'll just call it boundary. Uh, I'm gonna put that on a boundary NO.
Oh, wow, look at those angles. Look at the angle on that curve. That's got way too many decimal points. That
Oh,
should
okay.
just be 41 seconds.
Yeah, that's where I put that up to 4 because the way the AutoCAD or IntelliCAD angle units, you have to do 4 to get the minutes and seconds, but
Okay,
this
well, I can double click on that and go in
no,
my
no, no, no,
reference.
no. There's no need. We just we fix that right here. The uh if I can remember where I did it. Right here. All right, now let's go mix up my table settings. My boundary NO. That's the current layer. Okay. Now come down here with my line curve defaults, line and curve table defaults. So the layer is going to be boundary NO. Text style be okay. I think that'll do.
How do you know when it's finished?
It'll come back down here at the command line and say command.
Well, I guess populate the table too.
Yep, there you go. All right, so there's your table, everything finished labeling. And so you see up there L1, and there's L1, L2, L3. And then down here you got 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now you need to, pull this out and,
Sure.
uh, you know, get it positioned the way you want it. Also, if you want, for instance, if you ever wanted, like, if you want the bearings out here and the distances on the inside,
Yeah,
first of all, it looks like they're all, well, over here they're okay,
yeah.
but
I,
here,
I do like it reversed, the bearings on the outside and the distances on.
so that you can simply do with annotate, you just say flip labels. And let's see, flip selected labels. I think that'll do it. Well, yeah, it flipped it all right, just rotated it all around. And let's see, South 24. Let's see what, if I want to trade positions with them instead of rotating them, if we, what's going on here?
I don't know, but I don't like it.
Yeah, looks like I don't know if it's trying to walk its way around the figure or not.
In the command line, and it says extend an object to meet another object. Extend. I don't know what,
Yeah, I just dragged across the command at some point and it did that. Let me, I'm going to stop remote control. Let's see if that fixes it. That may have done it.
okay.
Now I'll go back and request remote control again.
Nope, it's still doing it.
Let me stop remote control. Now, if you click down on the command line, for instance, for nothing.
Nope.
Crap, let's see here. It's Word. All right, let me request remote control one more time here. All right, now.
Let's stop doing it.
This command is not available.
Oh,
There we go. Now it's finally caught up. All right, before we go any further, save. Now, um, if we want to flip those two there, I don't want to switch the quad. I just want to mirror and flip selected labels. I think that might do it. Whoops. And take flip labels, mirror and flip. Now, will that do it?
Yeah.
So if you did that and then selected each of those, there we go.
Oh, there's one more, two more.
Okay,
What was that command again? Flip what?
it was annotate, uh, flip labels, mirror and flip.
Okay,
The first time I did it, I said flip selected labels and it
right.
flipped it, but it flipped it upside down. Now, what you have here, for instance, like
I can
this,
go through and fix those.
yeah, so that you need to pull out. I don't like the fact that it didn't put a little horizontal tail on that, but you can deal with that. Um, and I think, let me, stacked arc labels. I don't think it gives me that option anywhere. Yeah, it doesn't. So just, and if you need to rotate that thing around like that, if you just need to reposition it, you know how to do all that.
Right.
Let's see. Now, here's, this is a highway definition curve. Now the only thing it
No,
shows,
that's a railroad.
I know you computed it, but when we annotated it, we chose.
Oh, oh, okay.
Now, also, the only thing we have here is the length, radius, and the delta. So if we go back to auto annotate, we're going to always stack. And so we need to look at our stacked arc labels. L, R, delta, chord, bearing, chord L equals 4, 5. All right, so now we'll select this. And it's going to prompt us to pick a point for the table. And then you can flip those. Remember that was annotate, flip
Right,
labels, mirror and flip. Okay, so you know how to do that.
yeah.
Now, this guy, let's put him over here for a minute. So that is it by highway definition, but then if you were to just individually stack label arc pick side, let's look at my options. Railroad definition. Oh, look, there's my leader options. Draw the tick. Okay. Oh, it's going to erase the previous one. Sorry. All right, let's do that again. Instead of A equals, let's say L equals. And let's make these all. Draw leader. Now, let's see. Give me the option to erase. Now we use a highway definition. Gives you the same thing.
Maybe for the size of curve we're talking about, it just doesn't matter.
840 foot. Maybe. Let's see. All right, so if we label the arc, railroad definition. Maybe that's what happened is I didn't do it right. Let's see. Yeah, see your length is different. That's the only thing just by 100th. So when they get to
Not
be,
much.
yeah, so we get to be big enough. All right, so I mean, we've only got these two curves, right?
Yep.
So if we do this, now this was the command that you use, annotate arc, stack, pick side.
Yep.
I'm gonna come down here and choose my options. I've got all these filled out. I'm gonna use road definition. And would that match your deed
Yeah.
or did railroad?
No, road will be fine. It doesn't call for any dimensions along the railroad. It just says along the railroad.
All right, so if I do
It's an
that,
old deed.
if I pull here and then also grab this one, those are the road definitions. Now, if we repeat that command and we go with railroad definition, let's put them on the outside. All right, so 39, 3901, 95, 95, 05, 37. And that's north to east. Then I figured that chord bearing backwards quadrant. For whatever reason. Oh, I know why. It's because I picked it. I'll show you where that is. So this one, oh, look at the length. It's a 1/10 off.
Yeah.
So right now your railroads are on the outside, your highways are on the inside. Now, what what happened? The reason this picked it backwards, let me get rid of that and do the command again, is I'm going to pick it over here. Well, if I pick it up on this end, it's going to match. Yeah, so you see that northeast on the chord bearing?
Hmm.
That came from here under annotate defaults. When computing an angle, it says the bearing direction method here in the middle
Hmm.
is toward the picked end. So I pick it up here past the midpoint, it computes that chord in that direction.
Okay.
Okay, and you can say that, or you can say always from the picked end. So if you pick always toward the direction you want to go, and it's always going to go away from it, or it can, you know, north or east only, or by line work, really would be the better choice, I think, for that, because that way the line goes in that direction, so it would compute it in that direction.
Okay.
We'll set that for that. And now we're going to also go back here, and right here is where if you go back, let's put that to prompt. So it's going to ask you if you want to erase the previous labels. If you were to do it again, that'll let you put these double thing.
I'm just gonna use the railroad definition, and I'll put in a note on the plats that curves along the railroad or by railroad definition, and curves along the highway or by highway definition.
Okay, that would work. So these two are the ones you're going to keep here, right?
Yes,
So we'll get rid of these two. And then all these other ones are okay as they are, but let's get that leader set correctly. So let's do that. Annotate arc, stack pick side. We'll pick this. Delete existing labels, yes or no. Let's say no. Look at the, oh, crap. I forgot to change that back to road definition. No, I won't delete it. I just want to see what they look like. So 20, 20, 52, 52, 41, 52, 87. Everything looks good there. So now I'll get rid of this little guy here. Where else did we have a curve? Was that the only curve?
there's one down there.
I don't know why it didn't give me that option. Let's see. For my leaders. No leader options here. Huh, yeah. All right, so sign label arc, double check my options again, road, yep. See, that one had that leader option. Okay, so you'll need to, you know, take care of those things like you've got an L7, L6. That's pretty straightforward there.
Yeah,
But up in here, those little 5-foot jogs,
right.
make sure you like you might want to pull this away a little bit.
Well, I'm gonna flip it first.
Oh yeah, that's true. So let's see if that gives you enough room. Yeah, and then there's really not enough. You can sort of like, if you wanted to move this,
Yeah, just move it a little bit.
yeah. This, uh,
Another surveyor will be able to figure it out and the politicians won't care.
well, that's true. And then I would maybe put this guy down here. There you go. I think that'll fix it. And then maybe just that was a little bit. There you go. All right. Huh. I may have got you. Now these other ones you're going to do a different way, did you say? These interior lines, Mike.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, were you going to annotate these interior lines different?
No, no,
Okay. So, and again, um, like I say, and I'll leave that to you. You can do that cleanup and flips.
yeah,
Um, but if you're going to annotate these at all, you can do those individually. See, that auto annotate took care of the overall boundary, but you can always do that, annotate arc
yeah,
and do this, angle
right,
distance, that kind of stuff. All right.
yeah,
And just double check your layers and your text. Now, the text style that I used was that BDY Anno. It's a little less heavy than the Arial, but it's
yeah.
heavy enough that it's nice and legible.
Now, how can I copy that to my template?
Uh, Copy what?
That
Text
line, that text style.
well, you could open the template. So if we were to open, well, I have no idea where's the drawing templates.
That's going to be down deep. It's not going to be. It's going to be not on the desktop. It's going to be in the C drive.
Oh yeah. Uh, you're you're actually delicate settings. Here we go, paths and files. And your template paths. It's right there. Let me copy that. And then if I open, no, it didn't let me do it that way. Let me see.
How about if you went to the start page?
No, I'm just trying to get this file name right here. So it's under usership, app data, roaming, Carlson, and your 12.1 sup. All right. Da-da-da-da. App data, or no, sorry, users. Shepp. App data. Roaming. Carlson. 2025. Sup. All right, so those are those templates. So which is the one that you usually use?
Um, can you tell which one was created last on there?
Yeah. Turn this preview off. There's 6/5/2024, 3/27. Oh,
That's the one I want to change.
all right, so we'll open that. Okay, so now I've got two files open, right?
Right.
Go to your little layer control where you do your XRefs and such.
Yeah.
And right now, the one that is current, which I've now in that DWT, you see that's bold,
Yes.
open. So I'm going to just open this up and I'm going to find, and that's the other file. And if you had
Yeah.
two, you would see them all.
Then
So
you
I'm
get
going to
textiles.
text styles, and I'm going to find that BD Anno, and I'm just going to drag and drop it onto text styles over here. If I can, yeah, let me scroll this down until I can see it. There we go. So I'll put that down here under text styles. And so that now has BD Anno, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And you can do that with anything. With text, you can go to layers. And then like if you want to have this boundary points symbol and boundary anno layers, you can put that over here in your template as well. Okay, so they're now there.
Okay.
So I think that's all we need for that. And then of course we would save that file and it goes back to save it. Now, one thing we might want to also consider doing is because we've got this, all of these settings under here were pretty painstakingly set up.
Yeah.
Let's go to our annotate defaults and let's choose save. We're going to save all these settings. So we're going to save those and now they're going to go into your Carlson settings. And you might call this one, something anno defaults or something. I see you've got some that we've set up before. What's the name of this client or something?
Charlestown.
Charlestown.
Yeah. Charlestown's two words.
Oh, thank you. So Charlestown Anno, let's give it a date too, 2025-07-22. All right, so those are the Anno defaults. And then let's also look at auto annotate. And notice that takes a little bit longer to come up than the other one did. So when you run that, don't be alarmed. It just takes a little bit longer.
Okay.
So I'm going to save this as well. Again, in settings, and I'm going to call this one Charlestown Auto Anno. Okay, so now no matter what you've got, when you come in here, you could just choose load and choose, that one. whichever one that you did at certain time,
Okay,
back to it. Okay, so even on a new file, you can do all that.
right.
And I think that's got that. Do your flips, do your notes, make sure they're, and then, move this table around if you need to. And you can even, uh, yeah, you can get fancy with the table and all that, but, it's fine like it is, I think. What
Yeah,
I would maybe do is line these guys up, uh, here instead of left. I might go in here and just, let me see, can I do that? Curves table defaults. Yeah, so my line. All right, so now apply that to the table. Now there they are, lined up, and these are still a little bit. I think I'm gonna do one more thing here. Line. Line will be center. Bearing will make center. Azimuth. I'd like to be able to have some buffer space there, but I don't think I can. All right, so line, bearings, and distance.
How come the bearings aren't really lined up?
Well, they're centered.
Okay,
It's because it's a proportional font. Um, you could, if you had a text style, we look at that boundary anno. If we used a monospaced font and then, let's see if we can find one. Let's see.
well, that's okay. It doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah. There used to be one that was, I forget the name of it. Well, I know that Courier, for instance, is, no, we'll switch this back, but if we do that,
Yeah, that's like ugly.
yeah, it looks like a typewriter is what it does, but see I had this one lined up on the right edge, but you see how W's are wider than E's?
Mhm.
So that's why it would only line them up on the one edge and they'd still be sort of jumbled.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, but your distances, you want to have them lined up on the edge. Um, Now, there should be a way. If I look at that line bearing distance, see it's 11 and a half. That's okay, but I want to give it a little bit of spacing so it's not jammed up there. I want to give it let's see here. Let's change our header style too. All right, so distance. See what that does. Yeah, the only see I don't have a buffer length. That's what I'm looking for is a buffer. But you can set colors and different text styles for let's say maybe for the headers. We go back to that one for standard. Center, center, header, centered. Label text, table text. Middle. Librarian and azimuth. So my distance is right. It's lined up on the right. Okay. header scale. 125. Header style. Put that back to standard. We don't have a title on it, but this way it'll be set for you if you ever need it. All right. Well, it's a little too much. Instead of 0.125, let's just make it 0.1. That's good. All right. All right, so that, I'll set that up. You can also, if you changed your line weight. No, apparently it's not going to let it override. Well, that's fine. Oh, that's because it's a block. It's not a table. It creates it as a block. Try something here. If I copy that. Let's explode that. Yeah, so you could. Do things like that and then straighten, tie up your edges, and then you could take this text. This is what I was trying to do. Whoops. Like that. Now, see, you could do some cosmetics to it like that. But when you do that, and then if you go back and recompute this and relabel it, this one that I just moved out here and exploded won't update. This one will update. This is the block that
Yeah,
Carlson created. So I would just leave that one.
yeah,
But this gives you something you could do if that were a problem, if this boundary here is a problem, you could always do that.
yeah, it's not, it's good.
Yeah, so we'll get that out of there. Now let's see here. Let's come out here and go back out. All right, so I think you're on your way.
Yeah,
Don't forget to label your easements and such like that, all that. So,
yep,
okay,
okay.
let's save. Any other questions that may have occurred?
No, I think that's got it for the time being.
Okey doke.
Thank you, sir.
You are very welcome. I will send you the video link when it's done. And we'll go from there for the next time.
Okay,
All right, sir. Be good.
thank you.
Bye-bye.